August 31st, a lot of people are asking, what is it all about? What are we marching for? Well, let me tell you. This march is to protest against this useless government who recklessly bring in immigrants from terrorist countries. A weak government that don't stand up and condemn immigrants that burn the Australian flag and carry terrorist flags, and a photograph of a terrorist leader on our harbour bridge. It's against a useless government that can't house its own people, but can house refugees. It's against the useless government who have caused a cost of living crisis, and it's against the immigrants who live here but hate Australia and hate our culture. All other immigrants that love Australia, that are proud to call themselves Australian, you are welcome. We are united in this. Please proudly carry your Australian flag, your Torres Strait Islander flag, your Aboriginal flag, and stand up against this useless government. God bless you all.
Yahtzees are trying to scare us and are trying to organise a rally on the 31st of August. And it's blatantly racist too. There's not a lot of info out there because Yahtzees are not very organised, but from what I've been able to see, they have an issue with immigration. And they seem to think that all of Australia's problems are to do with that. What's strange to me is that if the white race is so smart and is mentally superior than the rest of us, why haven't you figured out that it's actually the billionaires that are stealing from you and not people of colour? Gina Rinehart and Clive Palmer have barely paid a single cent in tax. Those taxes would go towards Medicare, hospitals, schools, roads, homelessness services, domestic and family violence services. There are billionaires in this country who are paying way less tax than the average nurse or teacher. Since getting elected, the Albanese government has increased bulk billing at medical centres. They've cut 20% off HECS debt, and there are plenty more cost of living measures to come. Does more need to happen? Absolutely. The billionaires want you to think that the people who look different to you are the problem. Because if you and I were on the same side and we organised together, we could take down the billionaires tomorrow. There's so many more of us than there are of them. So white allies, I'm calling on you to talk to your white friends who are thinking about going to this rally on August the 31st. Have a chat to them about who the real enemy is. And if you're thinking of going, I ask you to think about who the real enemy is. Because if Qantas, if Gina, if Clive, and the various other multimillionaires in this country all paid their fair share of tax, we would be swimming in services gold. There would be public services galore. We would all have access. Migrants are here to do the jobs that can't be filled by Australians. Migrants pay tax. Gina Rinehart doesn't. How about you campaign to deport Clive and Gina?
Woo, welcome back to Hosting Stories KE, and the stories that is trending today, it is Australia. Now, Australians are planning a massive protest on the 31st of this month. That is 31st of August. They are claiming, sources tells us, or critics says, that this protest, which they are calling Australia First, it is not about Australia. It is about the immigrants, the Australian people. They are calling themselves, they want their country back. But unfortunately, critics are telling us that this march is targeting the immigrants. These people are so racist. Why? Because they don't want to see any people in their country. They want to send them away. Now they are saying that these immigrants have come into their country to take up their jobs, so they don't have jobs. And then the matter of housing, they are saying these immigrants are taking up their houses. The Australian people have nowhere to live. That is what they are claiming. And they are saying that their government is so useless to an extent, it is caring much about the immigrants. It is caring much about the people from other countries than the people of itself. Now, because of that, and because of these job opportunities, because of these housing projects, the Australian people are saying, we want to take our country back. put Australia first. And in this video, I just want us to look some of the videos that I find interesting to watch, because in such topics, we must engage in every corner. Others are supporting this protest. They are saying we should put Australia first, and others are saying no, it is all about xenophobia and racism. Check this video out, and I hope we will engage together. Let's watch it together.
Just to be clear, guys, these protests on the 31st of August, it's about Australia uniting. It doesn't matter if you're Aboriginal, if you're white, any colour is welcome as long as you want Australia to be put first in Australia. We've had enough of everyone trying to divide us. Now it's time we come together for Australians. This will be a peaceful protest. There's no racist agenda behind it. Everyone is welcome. I was only asked one day ago to head up the WA protests, so stay in the loop, because we still need to apply for permits to work out a location, because we need this to be safe, we need it to be friendly, and most importantly, we need it to be about Australia.
I didn't want to talk about this because I didn't want to bring attention to it, but it's now getting attention, so it's time to fucking talk about it and condemn it. On the 31st of August, there is going to be a nationwide protest for the racists and the xenophobes of Australia to get together and march for Australia. Okay? They claim that it is about cost of living. They claim that it is about Australia gaining itself back, winning Australia back, taking Australia back from whom? No one knows. And this is nothing but a racist, bigoted, disgusting, terrifying rally. And for any immigrants that follow me or are going to see this video, please fucking know you are welcome. And I know that it doesn't feel like it. I know that this country does not make it fucking easy for you. But please know that you are welcome. And these protests should be condemned by every fucking Australian. Like, every Australian should realise that that is just xenophobia and racism. Unnecessarily. We know that the problems that we have in this country, like cost of living, are not because of immigrants coming to this country. It is because of much larger, much more complex economic and political strategies. It is also because of worldwide inflation, post a pandemic. There are many different reasons, price gouging. It is easier to blame people that are below you than it is to try and fight upwards, right? So these people go, I have issues in my life. Oh, the cost of living is really high. It must be these immigrants. These people below me, because I feel bigger and more tough than them, because I'm aware of my privilege, right? If I'm one of these people going to this fucking rally, I'm aware of my privilege. I know that I won't get cops coming to me. I'm a white person. I know that in society, I can punch down on immigrants because I perceive them as weaker than I am because of my place of privilege in this country that is on stolen land, okay? Immigrants, or children of immigrants, or anybody who is even visiting this country. It is not my place to welcome all of you because I'm not Aboriginal, I'm not First Nations, I'm not Torres Strait Islander. But I will say the majority of Australians who live in this country do not agree with this shit. They don't fucking agree with it. These insecure losers, these absolute freaks want to feel powerful. And like I was saying before, it's easy to punch down than it is to maybe admit that our system is pretty fucked. And maybe those in power, who have power over us, have much more control than they ever realised, right? It's easier to go, there's a simple solution, rather than actually understand that our society is pretty crook. And the stage of capitalism that we're at is pretty bad. And the people that are in power, that you've been bootlicking your whole fucking life, actually aren't going to help you. It isn't the fault of immigrants, okay? So, sorry, that was just, I kind of blacked out just then. I'm so disgusted by this. I'm so fucking sorry about this. I am horrified. If you know anyone that is going to this or posting about this, either they are a neo-Yahtzee or they don't know what it's actually about. So inform them. but it's pretty hard to not know. They're saying no international flags, no flags from other countries. Yet in comments, these losers are talking about how Aboriginal flags and Torres Strait Islander flags aren't allowed. Hey, you're actually all immigrants as well. We are all immigrants. What generation do we stop caring? I don't think it's generational. I think it's actually just racial. Because all of you are the same fucking people that when asked say, yeah, I'm actually 3/4 Irish, and yeah, I'm actually a bit French as well. Aren't you? So you fine to claim heritage when it's white, but any person of colour walking, oh, they're ruining my life, they're ruining my life. No, they're not. They're fucking not. Your life has gotten harder because of a mixture of poor government policies, economic policies, global inflation, but also, I'm going to bet if you're going to this, something to do with your own choices, because you're such a fucking loser if you're going to this. Anyway, sorry, I ranted again. I fucking hate it. We should all condemn it. Long story short, these people are fucking freaks. And if you're going to this, like, don't try and comment being all big and tough. If you're going to do that, show me a face. Show me a photo of your face. I can guarantee so many of these fucking insecure losers are going to have fucking covered up faces. I bet they're going to. I bet they're going to. What are you even protesting for? Your demands are to end mass immigration. What the fuck are you talking about? Anyway, condemn it. I fucking hate this shit. What are they even protesting for? What are they doing? Like, and they're all feeling all big and important on social media. I'm seeing TikToks going, bring the Southern Cross flag. Okay, no, only Australian flags. Okay, so the Aboriginal flag and the Torres Strait Islander flag. No, not that. That's confusing. You can't understand what 3 flags mean. Like, these people are fucking losers. Losers! I hate this shit. And I apologise to any immigrants. And I especially apologise to fucking Aboriginal people and Torres Strait Islander people, because white people who are immigrants saying, nah, this is ours. It's actually not. We're actually on stolen land.
Low. So, as expected, the Nazis have claimed responsibility for organising the racist anti-immigration March for Australia on August 31st. They're also very angry that people who are not white Australians are expressing support for and planning to attend this rally that they've organised. So this is a reminder that if you are planning on attending the March for Australia on August 31st, you are going to a Nazi rally that is organised by Nazis. One of the other organisers of this rally is a guy called Ozpil, who has known Nazi NSN connections. He's also the son of the director of the largest residential property developer in Australia, who lives in a $17 million mansion in Toorak, and who brags about in their annual reports about how many thousands of empty homes they have land banked all across Australia. And this gets me to the point that I want to make in this video, and that's that immigrants are not the cause of our housing crisis or our cost of living crisis. No data supports that. In fact, the data shows the exact opposite of this. The number of dwellings is growing faster than the population in Australia. In the last 10 years, we have built more dwellings than we've had households form. That's just raw data. The real cause of our cost of living crisis are the bosses and the banks who are deliberately keeping our wages down so that they can increase their profits. Their profits have increased astronomically over the past 10 years, while our real wages have declined by about 14 years. And those responsible for our housing crisis are property investors. People like those organising this fucking racist rally who are trying to divert your attention from them to migrants. The people responsible for our housing and our cost of living crisis are supported and enabled by successive weak governments who have done things like introduce anti-strike laws to try and stop us from doing something about our real wage decline, and have provided things like various tax incentives so that they can profit more and more from housing at our expense. The housing and cost of living crisis are legitimate concerns that working class people have and should have, but we should also know that migrants are not to blame. The rich are.
So I don't think you need to be told, or I need to be told any more information about what the 31st of August represents and what it's going to represent, and the people that are going to be out demonstrating for the British Pride March or Kiss Captain Cook Ass Day or whatever they're trying to do with it. But I will say to you, Mob, is this. I hope that Indigenous people don't engage in any of these marches, because it's going to be so disrespectful to people of colour. They're going to be questioning Indigenous people. They're going to be questioning welcome to countries. Right? This is about white Australia's fragility and them feeling insecure in themselves. Right? That's why they say when you go to these marches, do not bring any other flag except for the Australian flag, which is the Union Jack, the British flag. Right? If this was so much about unity and bringing everyone together, well, then you'd be ultimately saying we want Aboriginal people to be a part of this, and we want our multicultural people to be a part of it as well. While we have some terrible things going on in this country, we do have people that now call this place home as well, not only white people. So don't feel like that you're some superior because of what your forefathers did. Right? It's a racist march, everybody knows that. And another thing, on the 31st of August, I want all my people to raise that flag, to put that Aboriginal flag up and say, this is our country. Make sure you remind these fellas, and I encourage all those people that protested for Palestine to do the exact same thing. Stand with this country's first peoples, not the white fellas, that I can tell you.
So the word's out, Australians have had enough. Saturday, the 31st of August, 12 p.m, Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane. There's going to be major rallies. If they can have rallies for free Palestine and shut down the city, it's our turn. At this rally, turn the fuck up. Bring your Australian flag. No other flags for any other countries. We've stood by for long enough waving all these flags from other countries. You're in Australia. They're taking everything from you. And what I want is for you to turn up. We need numbers, we need results, no excuses. No, oh, I'm busy on that day. Oh, my family doesn't really want me to come. You can't sit on your fucking ass and expect other people to maybe help. We need to be heard. Let's do it in numbers. No violence, no agitation, just, hey, we've had enough of the bullshit. Stop letting the governments of the world and the big multinational corporations control you and your behaviour. Let's unite, yeah? That's going to scare the fuck out of everyone. We need to unite and tell the government, we've had enough, fuck off. 31st of August, lunchtime in your major cities, yeah?
Now, what is this protest that is going to happen in Australia all about? Now, the rallies are being promoted via flyers and social media under slogans like Australia First, Stop Mass Migrations Now, and Take Our Country Back. Those are just some of the trending hashtags that are trending in Australia. And organizers position this movement as a grassroots campaign to preserve Australian culture and heritage. Now, while organizers claim that these events are peaceful, are not intended to incite hate or violence, critics accuse them of fostering xenophobia, racism, and nationalist rhetoric, drawing comparison to ideological extremes. The protest appears widely planned across major cities, including Sydney, Brisbane, Perth, Adelaide, and Canberra. However, no official permit submissions have been filed with the police in many jurisdictions, raising uncertainty about this actual coordination. Now, the background context of this protest that is about to happen in August 31st, it is actually, these planned rallies follows a recent neo-Nazi march in Melbourne, led by National Socialist Network, NSN. That event, which featured masked protesters with slogans like "White Man Fight Back," prompted widespread condemnation and sparkled renewed calls for anti-hate and anti-masking legislation. Prominent public figures such as the media personality Abby Chatfield have strongly denounced this August 31st protest. Chatfield described them as racist, xenophobic, and dangerous scapegoating of immigrants for social issues. Authorities across Australia are taking notice. Police in NSW, Victoria, Queensland, and South Australia, the Act, and potentially other states are monitoring this situation despite the lack of protest notice. So in summary, there is no single unifying event cited for the date. It appears chosen by organizers of fair rights, nationalist movement to stage stimulation and protest across the country. Now, what are the purpose? The movement claims to be grassroots and focused on preserving Australian identity, but critics view it as a vehicle of divisive, xenophobic, and potentially extremist messaging. Now, current status are no official permits are confirmed, but police have been put on alert. The legitimacy, scale, and impact remain uncertain. That is the story that is happening in Australia. So according to this video that we've just seen, it is prudent, or it is evident that this protest in Australia is targeting immigrants. The Australian people are suggesting that the immigrants are taking their jobs. But for me, as the way we talk to another episode, I'll just tell the Australian people one thing. You are now claiming that these immigrants are taking your jobs. Now, the government might, or maybe it might do the massive deportation of these immigrants. Now, when time comes, take this to the nearest bank. You will start complaining that you need those immigrants back to come and work in your factories, in your farms. Just like the United States, the other day we saw Donald Trump claiming we need the immigrants back because our people, we need people to work in our farms. So you are complaining now that these immigrants are taking up your jobs. But in future, trust you me, you will start complaining, just like those MAGA people who supported this evacuation and this massive deportation of immigrants. But in the meantime, those are just my thoughts on this channel. You do tell me what you think in the comment section, and I hope we will engage in this one and subscribe. See you in the next. Adios.